Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's great. Cool. Okay, so good morning or good afternoon, everyone, to all scam fighters throughout the world. Let me first tell you, it's a kind of festival time in India. So if you hear some crackers behind me, so please excuse. It's a Diwali festival, so you might hear some sounds. One good coincidence today is, as per Hindu mythology, today is the day when Lord Krishna killed one of the evil. And it's a coincidence, right? So that we all gathered together to fight yet another evil, that is a cyber or scamsters or fraudsters, right? Okay, so first, let me first thanks Georgie for inviting me for
Tushar,
second global. Hello.
Tushar, my apologies for interrupting. We are seeing your Word document. Now we see the
Oh,
presentation.
okay. So you guys are seeing. Okay, just a minute. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, I see the PowerPoint.
You still see my PowerPoint, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So first, thanks of all, George, for inviting for second Global Online Scam Summit. So let me briefly introduce myself. I'm a founder of Safecom, which runs a project called Scam Check India with the help of e-commerce foundation. And I'm also a trustee of Responsible Netism, which work in the field of cyber safety for kids and elders on internet and social media. We are doing this since last 8 years now, and we have trained more than 500,000 kids in India for safe online behavior, right? So coming back to Indian story, so in 2019-20, there were a lot of scams in India just because of during pandemic, people lost a lot of jobs. So everybody who would like to looking for make money, and frauds are the best way to do that. So we've seen a lot of surge into online scams. Uh, we were already working in the cyber safety field. So people started approaching us for different types of scams, including job frauds, e-commerce fraud. Some even started a government scheme sites where you can register, pay some money, and they thought they will get some money out of it from government. So there were a lot of scams during this time. So we thought like, okay, instead of working with kids, we also need to make sure that we should work with the people who are getting scammed. So we started Safecom Foundation, and its sole agenda of Safecom Foundation is to make sure that we deploy some solutions for this area, right? So as per Indian statistics, there are around 1.39 billion population, and 620 million people have internet access. From that, around 340 million people are already using Facebook, right? And 180 millions are already on Instagram. And yeah, even yesterday we saw, right? So there were a lot of people who got scammed on the internet through Facebook and Instagram, right? So I just wanted to tell you like what actually works for scammers in India, in this side of world. It's really low higher education. People have an education, but it's not sufficient. So very low on higher education. Again, it's a cost sensitive market. So if you found any website who has a really low cost product or with some good discount, people tend to go and buy products on these sites, right? And you have seen how Facebook ads work. If you search some product on, say, Amazon, and you come back to an Facebook, it will show you other sites which are selling the same product at the low cost, right? So it actually helps scammers to get these kind of people and give them offers. Another issue is no law against data privacy. So there is one company called Nykaa, which is about to go ahead for the IPO, and their data got breached. I don't know how exactly that happened, but all their customers in past 3 months, they started getting calls saying that, okay, you have brought so and so product from Nykaa, and we are giving you offer. That call sounded so legitimate that people fall for that. They paid additional money to enter into the contest so that they can get, or they will get an iPhone or HP laptop or TV or something like that. And there were a lot of cases regarding that. So there are many pending cases in the Indian law enforcement agencies, and it's really tough for solve these cases because of the interstate agreements, and that's actually working well for scamsters, right? Again, it's easy to get Indians to share their personal details. So if somebody calls you and tell you like, okay, there is some government scheme where you can enroll and you will get some money because of the pandemic, you lost job and everything. So people started sharing this data. Again, there are many hawkers or small vendors you can see on a photo. They are still using smartphones, even though they are a low-end phones. They are still using phones, and they are using a Google Pay or Paytm kind of applications, right? So challenges deploying solution in India is first of all, it's the language, right? So there are many languages, and you can guess there are 14 languages which are spoken mainly in India, in different states. People still use low-end phones in India, so it's they might be using smartphone, but they are low-end, so it's really difficult to install some kind of applications which will safeguard them. Again, due to digital India, everyone has an online banking system. So everyone's account are automatically linked to the mobile banking or online banking. So they got cards as well. They don't know how to use the cards, but they have the cards which can be used, right? So these were the scenarios. So we were thinking like, what can be the best solution if we want to launch some tool for Indians? And we came across many studies, and one of the study was like a transportation was a global problem, right? But every country has a different solution, right? So in UK, we have a Uber boat. In India, you never seen there is a Uber auto. You have never seen anywhere
No
outside
competition.
India. And Uber coming up with the air taxi and all. So we thought like India specific, there has to be a local solution. So what we started is creating a WhatsApp chatbot, because WhatsApp is very easy to use. There are around 500 million people who are already on a WhatsApp. So we started with the one WhatsApp chatbot to see like how exactly it works with the e-commerce foundation, and we link their API so that people can at least find out what kind of e-commerce site they are going to buy from, right? So they have to just enter the e-commerce site name, and it will give you the rating. The same service is available on scamcheckindia.com, and it really worked very well in India. So this is the bot. So 9152 is the number, 9152019152. You can also use it from outside India. Just use +91 as a country code. Best part is nobody needs to download anything from any Play Store or App Store. They have a WhatsApp, so they can already use this bot. No need for training, because chatbot itself has the help content. So after a few retries, you can understand like how exactly it works. You can easily use the channel to send the information. So now we are going to start sending them scam alerts, because we have all their numbers, and we can use this numbers for sending alerts, right? Another thing, FM is very much popular in India. So our next event, which is going to start from 15th of November, where we are using a big FM. It's a quite a popular FM channel, and they liked our initiative, and they're going to support us, and they are going to run a complete 1 month long program for Indian customers throughout the India. And radio jockeys in India are quite social, so they like to take ahead the social cause. So they liked our work. They added some of their contests and everything. So we can see a big surge in using this number as well as bot. Second good announcement recently happened yesterday. We talked to law enforcement agencies in India, and they are ready to share mobile numbers as well. So even this will be soon linked with the WhatsApp chatbot. So if any fraudster is going to call them, they can also check this number on WhatsApp chatbot to figure out if this number is registered in any of the police stations throughout the states, and soon it will be a country specific. So the way it works so far, it's been last 2 months we have launched this program, and we found that 2,000 plus people have used this bot so far, and 1,000 plus people able to safeguard themselves, because they scanned the sites which were scam fraud sites. Okay,
Tushar, one
and
more minute.
yeah, I'm almost done. Okay, so around 1,000 people who found that the sites they are going to buy from are the scam sites, and if we see around 1,000 rupees, which is on the lower side, 1,000 rupees, which is on the lower side of the entire product line they have on these fraud website, we can say that we have saved around 1 million rupees of Indian people with this bot and the website. So I think this is a quite a good response so far, and we can expect once the Big FM program and law enforcement agencies get into this thing, we have proved ourselves. So once this program started, this number will be used. So we'll be able to at least take care of one kind of fraud at this region of the world, right? Okay, so that's from my side. So I always believe that I really like Steve Jobs' movies and books. So one quote I always work on: focus on simplicity. So simple can be harder than complex. It's difficult to implement first, but once you do it, it's the best solution you can do it, right? So and in this part of country, we really need very simple solution, and we really need to make sure all the things we were talking on the Global Online Scam Summit since yesterday, we have to make sure this information and the solution needs to be taken to the last mile, needs to be taken to the every person throughout the world so they can use these tools very easily. So that's it from my side. I'm ready for open for any questions from your end. And thanks, George, again to invite for inviting me into this summit. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Tushar, and thank you for giving the overview of what's happening in India.